Hey, welcome to step one of the 534 Simple Eating Plan. We're going to cover the rules that you're going to need to follow in order to have the greatest success while following this plan. Now, this plan was designed with two major objectives in mind. Number one, simplicity. We know that the simpler the plan is for you to follow, the more likely you are to be consistent long enough in order to reach your goals. And objective number two, results. We know the faster you see results and the faster you begin to feel better, the longer you're going to follow through the program and the more likely you are to enjoy the process. The following rules are designed to make implementing the plan simple, enjoyable, and also to help you to get the maximum results possible. So let's get you started and jump into the rules. Number one, you must have 100% commitment of following the program for as long as you decide to follow it. Intentions are simply weak promises, and making commitments is what transforms those promises into reality. Now, unfortunately, making a commitment to yourself is just not going to be enough. Have you ever noticed that when you do it by yourself, it means actually that you end up just not going through with it? So it's for this very reason that we recommend that you make a public declaration of your intentions. Now, this doesn't mean posting your intentions on Facebook, but you can if you want. However, at the very minimum, you should contact someone that you hate disappointing and let them know what your intentions and what your own plans are. And as you share your commitments, you might even recruit a partner in crime on the process. Rule number two is to plan and prepare at least 5 to 7 days in advance. The number one reason for failure is not being properly prepared. Since you're a busy person, it's even more important to block out proper time. So you'll need to prep your meals and to also schedule your eating time. Now, your plan doesn't become real until you write it down. So make sure you crack open your schedule and pencil in the appropriate time that you're going to need in order to be successful. If you don't schedule time for things that are important to you, then someone else is likely to schedule your time for what's important to them. Rule number three is to follow the path of least resistance. One of the biggest mistakes most people make when following a fitness nutrition program is trying to change too many habits at once. Once you have built a few days of consistency and momentum, then you can be adventurous with your food and recipe choices. Rule number four is to follow this eating plan for 5 days a week. Now, this is where the 5 of the 534 simple eating plan comes from. One of the greatest things is that you get to consciously decide what your 5 on days are versus your 2 off days. Make sure you know yourself well enough that you're going to make the best decisions to allow you to have the greatest consistency and success. Rule number 5 is to eat 3 meals a day only. Now, this is where the 3 of the 534 simple eating plan comes from. An important part of having a healthy body and also reducing internal inflammation is to allow your digestive system to rest. Instead of eating several meals and snacks all day, I want you to switch your focus to eating 3 highly nutritious meals per day. The ideal amount of time in between your meals is about 3 to 6 hours, or 3 to 4 hours really. Now, if you find yourself getting a little hungry before your next scheduled meal, make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Sometimes the signs of dehydration can come through as hunger. Rule number 6 is you get to choose freely from 4 food groups inside the 534 simple eating plan. You're going to have a list of foods from protein, veggies, good fats, and fruits. Now, the foods on this list are going to have the highest amount of nutrition and also work with your body's own internal fat burning mechanisms. When building your 3 daily meals, it's really important to make sure you choose in the right order from proteins first, veggies second, good fats third, and then fruits last. Doing so will ensure that you'll get the proper amount of protein and vegetables. Now, an important mindset to adopt is that instead of eating to curb your hunger, you want to eat to nourish all of your bodily cells. Having this mindset will always help you choose the right foods. And then lastly, rule number 7 is to ask for help. The only silly question is the one that goes unasked. We find that our clients with the greatest success are the ones that are not afraid to ask a lot of questions. Please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions in regards to improving your health and fitness.